like a model's vagina. Please welcome Leonardo DiCaprio. You know what? I haven't come across no Diddy stuff, but I ain't do the last show. I was traveling, maybe. And then people are going to start having riots because the Hudson River is 120 degrees and it smells like ass. Now, all up in your spleen. You be laughing from your spleen, baby. I started crying and my mother stopped everything. She was like, we will walk out of here right now. What happened? What happened? And
Mama don't play.
she was like, what happened? I know people are tired of this story. Okay, so I'm going to tell you about the time I met Beyonce.
Oh.
I was
Okay.
probably like 15,
She said
16.
Beyonce. Okay, let's go.
I was there.
Hello, and welcome to the Comedy Divas Gurl Talk podcast, where we celebrate funny divas from the stage to the screen to behind the scenes and everywhere in between to tell their amazing journeys, because you know what? They just aren't told enough. We have a very special diva in the house tonight. Before we get to her, please like and subscribe and follow us so we can bring you more amazing stories. Now, without further ado, we have Rasheda Crockett.
Hey.
She's a writer, a stand-up comedian, and a climate advocate. You may know her from BET's Bigger, but did you know she honed her skills at UCB, which is not easy? Please welcome Rasheda Crockett.
Hello. How are you?
I'm good, sweetie. How are you?
Excellent. You look wonderful. I'm so
Thank
happy
you.
to be
You
here
look
with
fabulous, darling. Thanks so much for being here.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
I like to start off with learning someone's journey.
Mhm.
So when did you know you were funny? And when did you start stand-up?
When did I know I was funny? So I trained at UCB, the Upright Citizens Brigade in New York, which you said in my intro. And I got involved with UCB because, funny enough, I was in law school and was working in finance in the day, very unhappy, going to law school at night, working finance in the day. And I was like, God, what am I supposed to be doing? Because I don't really feel like it's this. And I always wanted to be an actress since I was 9 years old. I had my first manager at 9 years old. I went to a church carnival at the church I grew up in, Church of God of Christ, Little Zion in Freeport, New York. And there was a child agent there. And long story short, I didn't quite know that I was funny then, but I knew I was believable because she gave me one line and she was like, her name is Aggie Gold. This is the child agent that I'm referring to. She said, okay, Rasheda, so here's one line. Read it happy. Okay, now read it mad. Okay, now read it disappointed. Okay, now read it sad. And when she told me to read it sad, I started crying and my mother stopped everything. She was like, we will walk out of here right now. What happened? What happened? And
Mama don't play.
she was like, what happened? I was like, she told me to say the line sad. And when I saw that my mother had believed me, I was like, oh, like
I got skills.
I'm believable. And I was to this day, like I'm still chasing that feeling of like, oh, like I impacted someone in this way with a delivery of a line.
Let me back you up a little bit.
Yeah.
Let's get more to the upbringing. Where are you from?
I'm from Brooklyn, New York.
Brooklyn's in the house.
Brooklyn in the house. Born in Brooklyn. I was raised in Long Island. Around the age of 9, my parents did a split-a-rooski, and my dad was a single parent. So, by the time I'm having this conversation with Aggie Gold and this child manager, this child agent, and, like I'm getting signed, my parents are divorcing. And one day, after a few auditions, my father sat me down and he was like, you know what, Sheeta, when I go to work every day, it's guaranteed. But when I have to take off of work to take you on these auditions, like it's not guaranteed. And I can't afford to keep doing that because I have to raise you and your brother. So if this is something that you really want, when you get older and you can do it by yourself, you can go do it. Okay. And I mean, I was young, like I was probably only 9 or 10 at the time, but I understood what he was saying. So I was like, I bet. Like, when I get older, if this is something I really want to do, then I'm going to go do it. So fast forward, I'm working in finance in the day, going to law school at night, realizing I'm not happy. And I was like, what have I always wanted to do? I wanted to be an actress. So I took a leave of absence from law school, AKA dropped out, made my parents real proud.
I understand.
I was living in Pittsburgh, quit my job, moved back home to New York. And this was 2011-ish. And I remember praying in Pittsburgh in my apartment and talking to God. And I was like, all right, God, like, I'm going back home to New York. My father still lived in the house we grew up in Long Island, and I knew I didn't want to stay in Long Island. So I was like, all right, God, I'm going back to New York. I want to live in the city. I hear it's expensive. I don't know what that means. But Lord, if you rock with me, like if you really mess with me, I hear that you love me, but if you really love me, I want my own apartment. I want it to be clean. I want it to be safe. I want it to be affordable. And if you rock with me, like if you really rock with me, I want it near the water. And God gave me exactly what I prayed for. It took about a year. I moved back home, stayed with my dad for a year, thought I was going to take off running. I did eventually, but just not as fast as I thought I was.
Right. It's a tough business.
I keep hearing that.
Yeah.
I keep hearing that. But, you know, the Lord gave me what I asked for, and I kind of got into the mindset of, you know what? Pray for things. If you pray for things, you might could get it. You might could. So I was in an acting class. So back to your question about when I realized I was funny, I was in a scene study class. Gosh, God, shout out to Katori Hall. Katori Hall had this play called Hurt Village up at the Signature Theater. When I saw the play, it changed my life. It solidified that I was going to become an actress. Like, this was what I wanted to do. One of the actors in that play introduced me to a scene study class so I could train. Right. So I was in the scene study class, and I'm like, yo, I need to make some money. Like, how can I like do
survive.
Commercials? Right.
Yeah.
Like, how can I do commercials? What can I do acting now that'll get me to make some money? And everyone in the class was like, you should take an improv class because the casting directors for commercials like to see that you have improv experience on your resume. So, you know, there were 2 improv schools in New York at the time. It was the People's Improv Theater, the Pit, or the Upright Citizens Brigade, UCB. I crunched the numbers. I was like, oh, okay, so it's $400 for a class at UCB, and it's only 4 levels, but it's $425 for a class at, you know, the Pit, and there's 5 levels. Let me do what financially makes the most sense. I had no idea how, like, the system worked. I had no idea that at UCB you don't matriculate just because you have taken the class. Like, you have to be approved to get to the next level. Yeah. Like, I had no idea that this was, you know, probably one of the most competitive improv or comedy schools in the nation. No clue. I was just like crunching numbers like, okay, bet. So this is what I'm going to go do.
So someone who may not know, because different levels of comedy, what is improv?
Improv is thinking to the top of your intelligence without a script. And so you sort of just play a game with the people you're in the scene in. You yes and them. You just add to the scene by saying yes and adding information in a nutshell.
And did you realize how prestigious it was to be at UCB? Yeah.
No. No.
Ignorance is bliss, right?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think I would have been scared, but I might have maybe, I don't know.
Intimidated
I don't even, it maybe, or worse, have thought more highly of myself than I should have. You know what I mean?
And you were at UCB at a very critical time. We were talking about how that was the SNL, the big story about that, and your classmates. You had some amazing classmates. Can you talk a little bit about when you were at UCB, what was going on?
Yeah, well, I'm not going to call them classmates because they were far more matriculated in the UCB.
Gotcha, understood.
In the UCB system than I was. But when I was like a student at UCB, there were only 3 Black women on stage at the time. It was Keisha Zoller, Natasha Rothwell, and Sasheer Zamata. So, I mean, they're all doing amazing things. I know Keisha, she's the bomb. She's just wrote on this series called Dying for Sex. Streaming now. It's probably going to go up for an Emmy. It's an excellent show. It's a limited series. So Keisha is writing, killing the game. She was also in that on Astronomy Club, which is a Black sketch show. Everyone knows what Natasha Rothwell is doing. I think she's out here eating it up at HBO, leaving no crumbs for all the rest of us. And Sasheer Zamata, she was, I want to say, the first Black woman back to SNL after Maya Rudolph, and it was like a huge hiatus.
It was a huge gap.
Oh, man. And it was dope because at the time, like, I remember all of us going to support her last improv show, her last sketch show before going to SNL. And you know, she was excited, and we were all really, really excited for her. And again, there were only 3 Black women on stage at the time. So it felt like a huge win when, you know, you're in a class, you're, you know, in Improv 201, 301, and no one is speaking your same language, but you see Black women more matriculated, and they're doing it.
Yeah. And that's what people don't realize, that because there are different avenues of comedy, and improv is a whole nother beast. And to be able to excel at that is really hard because the odds, the numbers aren't for us.
Right. But it's also kind of good to know, and I'm sure Sasheer is somewhere not thinking about, me or any of the other Black students in UCB at the time, but we're all watching you, and we're all looking at you and we're all like gleaming with hope, not just like pride for you, but like hope for ourselves. So yeah, that was dope. That was a good time.
And she's great at stand-up. We've posted her before. She is
funny.
So clever.
Yeah, she's really smart.
Yeah.
She's really smart.
Really smart.
All three of them are. Natasha Rothwell and her comedy. Because it's like I watched Natasha Natasha was on a sketch team, Keisha was on an improv team, and Sasheer was on an improv and a sketch team. And
that says a lot about Natasha too. When she was on Insecure, she was just stealing scenes. I said that in another interview. Like she would, and I know somebody who worked on it. It's like she would come up with that stuff off the dome, and that training helped her do that.
Right. She also did a season on Wildin' Out, and that was kind of like an improv moment. It's so hard because shows like that, in my opinion, if you are a Black woman that isn't trying to be like a sex symbol, they'll really punch down on you. And she wore that, and she got through that, and I want to say she left that to do bigger and better things. Yeah. So God bless her.
And creating her own show.
Period.
She's an awesome writer. Yeah.
And a good one. Yeah. How Not to Die Alone. That's a good show.
Yeah. Should have gotten another season, but
I don't run the studios, but if I did, that wouldn't have gone.
No, it shouldn't have gone.
That wouldn't have went away.
So when did you get the courage to do stand-up? Because that's a whole nother beast itself too. It's tough.
When did I get? So I wrote for a show called Talk Show the Game Show. Guy Branum, who is a stand-up, huge advocate, huge ally. He gave me the opportunity to write jokes for him and other stand-ups and guests on his show. And it was on that show where I learned how to write a joke. Because before I was just doing improv, right? Like I had no real understanding of
the structure,
a setup, a punchline, a transition to the next joke. Just no. I wasn't thinking that way. So when working with Guy, who is an incredible stand-up, he taught me. Wanda Sykes and Paige Horowitz, two excellent stand-ups, were executive producers on Talk Show the Game Show. So I became a better joke writer from that show, and then from then tried my hand at stand-up because I was, writing pilot scripts and, trying to sell shows. And it's really hard to know whether or not your joke is funny unless you say it and someone laughs. Like you could tweet it, but that stuff kind of lives forever. And let's say it's offhanded and it offends somebody, but you just trying stuff. Like to me, that felt a little too risky. So I was like, let me just try my hand at these nightclubs and see what it's given. And I did. And I did.
What was your first time on stage like? Because that's scary to be up on stage for the first time by yourself.
Honestly, nothing.
Especially, and it was in New York?
I believe it was in New York.
That's no joke.
Here's what I'll say this. One thing I love about going into clubs that are predominantly white is people are... Okay, let me take that and flip it. One thing I love about going into clubs that are predominantly Black is if your joke ain't funny, they ain't gonna laugh at your joke, right? You're gonna get honest feedback, and if your joke ain't funny, they ain't finna laugh at your joke.
Especially in Brooklyn.
And listen, I've done stand-up in Atlanta. I've done, Black audiences, and your stuff is funny because Black people gonna laugh. One thing I like about white audiences is that, they're polite, but they'll laugh even if they don't think your joke is funny, but I can always bring my purse inside the club. I can't always bring my purse inside the Black clubs. I ain't gonna hold you. Sometimes I gotta leave it in the trunk.
Oh my gosh. Woo! I'm not gonna touch that.
Don't run up in my trunk. So yeah, that's how I got myself involved in stand up. Cause just trying to write and trying to create and wanting to know that the stuff that I was saying is funny.
And did you get a rush? What was that first time on stage like?
Nothing is more fulfilling and exhilarating for me than kind of to get the laugh. I'm scared for a little bit. Like I'm scared before I go up. And even if I'm bombing, like something about standing in front of people and I have all of their attention and they're listening to me, that fills me. It fills me up in a really profound way. And it I don't know how else to say it. It blesses me to hear people laughing. I know, I'm from New York. Think thinking back to say like 9/11, when the city felt so heavy and everyone was just so afraid. People were almost like, all the comedy clubs closed down. People were too scared to like laugh. No one wanted to touch it.
Yeah.
No one was going to talk about it. And that's hard when people don't feel safe enough to laugh. I want people to always feel safe enough to laugh. I want people to be able to heal. And I believe wholeheartedly that laughter is healing. So when I hear people laugh, it's a blessing to me.
It definitely does heal people. It makes them feel good from the inside out. And black people laugh with their whole body.
Oh, honey, so. It come from somewhere in here-ish. If I believed in chakras, I would be like all up in your spleen. You be laughing from your spleen, baby.
Something that you touched on that I just wanted to kind of pinpoint is you said you wrote for another comedian. And that's what people don't realize. That a lot of comedians get jokes from others. They help them work them out. They help them build it. They help them, even the biggest of the big have writers, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's everyone's preference. So when you talk about writing for another comedian, what is that like?
Well, I mean, especially if you're writing for a show. I've written for comedians who had their own show in a writer's room, and you have to pitch jokes and punch jokes up and punch up scripts for them, and you have to do it in their voice. And writing for me took off in a way first where I was getting writing jobs, writing in writers' rooms for other people. And I'm really glad that it went that way, because it polished my voice, but it honed my voice. Well, let me rephrase that. I began the process of honing my voice by writing for other people. And I think I kind of polished that process when I started creating things for myself. But having the opportunity to earn money, to earn a living as a writer, writing for other people while I was honing my own voice, that's the dream. I would recommend anyone do it.
Right. So again, I like to teach people are at different levels of what they want to do in comedy. And if someone is aspiring to be a writer, a comedy writer, what are some of the tips you can give them to try to get a writing gig, to try to get, to write for a comedy show or a comedian?
So I'll give you the advice that someone gave me. I reached out to, when I finished my sketch comedy classes at UCB, I reached out to one of my teachers and I was like, I really want a writer's assistant job in a writer's room.
Right.
Again, no wisdom. I had no idea how you get one of those things. Usually, it's probably some level of nepotism or somebody who knows somebody who gets to be a writer's assistant in the room. It's, they don't post that on Indeed.
No, they do not.
So her advice to me was, she gave me the names of two women who were writer's assistants, one of which, a Black woman named Grace Edwards, who to this day is, I love Grace. I think she is an angel in this industry. She's written for shows like, she wrote for Inside Amy Schumer. She wrote for Insecure. She was actually one of the producers on Insecure as a writer, so she's Emmy nominated. I'm blanking on her credits, but she's written on like 9 comedies. She's in that Tina Fey camp. She wrote on Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. So Grace, you can reach out to people who have done it. I reached out to Grace. Not everyone will be as receptive as a person like Grace Edwards, so she's an angel. But the advice that she gave, that my teacher gave me, was to create your own thing. This is when web series are really big. She was like, make your own web series. Now people have social media, but like, make your own thing. Logistically, production-wise, it will be a nightmare, but no one knows how to write for your voice as well as you do. So you get to highlight your voice in the best opportune way. You know what you think is funny, and there is a tangible piece of material exemplifying your voice and what you can do. So that's the advice I would give anybody. Just make your own thing. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just create.
And that's what social media has provided, keeping away the gatekeepers. There's still gatekeepers, but you want people to see you're talented, that you can write, that you can act, that you're funny.
There it is.
There it is.
Just put it out there.
Put it out there. Yeah.
And literally now you can do it on your phone.
Yeah.
So, I mean, when I came up, like Instagram had just started, I don't even think it was accepting videos yet. But I mean, it was just photos. But YouTube was a thing. And so I created a web series. And I called it Yes And. It was me and another young lady in an improv class. And our journey as like comedy actors in New York City. It was terrible. But it was, you know, we did it. We wrote 6 episodes and we did it. And it gave me something to clip together to put for my first reel. And I had a body of work to show that I write and I create and I perform.
Instead of waiting for somebody else.
Because
you did it yourself.
Because it may never happen.
Yeah.
It may, but who wants to roll a dice and be like, you know what, I'm going to just wait for someone to open a door for me. I mean, it may happen. I'm not going to say, you know, it happens every day. But I'm just not that chill. Like, I'm just not that calm about my career. Like, I'm just not that patient, I guess. You know, I be wanting to see something move. I be wanting to make something move.
Closed mouths don't get fed.
That part.
So you were in New York, and what brought you to LA? Was there a project that made you do the big move?
I got an audition for this show called Bigger. And I'm going to tell you the whole story. So I go into audition for a character named Lanes. Robbie Reed is the casting director. I present what I worked on for my audition. And Robbie goes, "You're funny. Take these sides, go audition for the role of this is for another character. Her name is Tracy. Like, read over the sides." And
wow, in the moment.
In the moment.
Nice.
Yeah, and come back. And, you know, I'll call you and I'll let a few people go in front of you. And then 6 auditions later, I booked Tracy.
6 auditions. And Robbie Reed, shout out again. Yes, Robbie Reed. She's a legend.
I could cry thinking about it.
Yeah. And you did it.
Yeah. Because
6 auditions.
All of that perseverance, you're going to need it. You're going to need it. You think it's hard trying to get it. Watch when you get it.
Yeah.
That's when you're going to need all of that character that you built with all of that.
So let's talk about Bigger. What was it like working on Bigger?
Amazing. Amazing. It was one of the best things. I'm so grateful that was my first series regular. Will Packer, excellent. He was the first person in the industry to ask me if I wanted to direct. He's a strong advocate for Black women, in my opinion, in the industry.
He very much is. Yes, he is.
Yeah, because
shout out to Will Packer.
Because nobody was asking me that. And at the time, I didn't even know, you know, but yes, you know, I started directing my own stuff. Working with Devon Shepard and Felicia Mary, I felt so safe on that set that I didn't realize that there were sets that existed where people weren't safe. It was...
They set a tone.
Yeah.
They set a bar really high for you.
It was a good standard. Yeah. We were having so much fun, especially that first season pre-COVID, man. We were just having so much fun. And I miss it. I miss it every day. I miss it. I really do.
So did you get to direct on that show?
I didn't get to direct on Bigger, but Bigger got canceled after its 2nd season. I found out 2022 that we weren't getting picked up for a season 3.
Okay.
And then 2023, I said, all right, Rasheda, like, you write. You've written all these sketches. I probably had like 50 sketches just sitting on my laptop. I was like, fine, take 5. 5 of those sketches that are already just sitting on your laptop, produce them, star in them, direct them. And so that's what I did. And I submitted them for a W3 award, and I won an award for them.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Good for you for stepping out on faith and betting on yourself. That's what it's all about. That's awesome. Where can people see? Can people still see those pieces?
It's on my YouTube.
It's on your YouTube.
If you go to YouTube right now, youtube.com/RS Crockett, CROCKETT, you will see my award-winning sketch comedy series.
Good for you.
Thank you.
Good for you. You got to make it happen because you can't wait on people because it may never happen.
And you never know. It's like you're so afraid that like people aren't going to like it, you know, so you're scared to put it out. Just put it out. And if you're happy with it, that's really all that matters. But the gravy might be that people actually like it. You feel me?
You just never know. I hear so many stories about people being discovered or getting a part or just being able to develop their own project because someone saw the brilliance or just a little seed of what could be.
Because someone saw it, something you did and liked it.
Yeah, that's the beauty of social media and things like the platforms that are out there. So congratulations to you.
Thank you.
You got on yourself and you won.
Amen.
Yeah. So what was it like? Did you do stand-up in New York?
I No, I didn't do a ton of stand up
Okay.
in New York. I've done some stand up in Atlanta. I've done like some open mics in New York, but I wouldn't say that, you know, I'm strong in the stand up scene. And I host a lot, and I work on a lot of my stand up material, like hosting.
Okay.
So recently I just hosted the Hollywood Climate Summit. And
let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, it was mostly, you know, industry people, but mixed race. And because
But you're passionate about it.
Oh.
Let's talk about you being so passionate about climate control.
Well, around 2023, when the writer's strike sort of happened, I was like, I got to figure out like something else to do. And like, their opportunities started to come up for climate change comedians, which is something that I had never heard of before, but there was an opportunity.
Whole different category.
Really?
Like, wow.
There was an opportunity to submit for this cohort called the Comedy Climate Cohort. And it was one of those things, like it kept coming up for me. And, you know, I ignored it the first time. And then the application came up again and I ignored it the second time. And then the application came up a third time. And I was like, all right, wait. Let me just see how intensive this application is. Because the fact that it keeps coming across to me means that I need to give it some attention. And I looked at it, I filled it out, and I got into the cohort. And I remember being in the shower and an idea came to me about what kind of comedy I would do if I were to talk about climate change. And it was an idea for like a late night style show called Might Could. Where I talk about the things that might could happen if we don't start caring about climate change now.
Might could. I like that.
Right. Because I think, it's not that I think hyperbole is funny, but I think that exaggerating things can be very funny. So it's like, yeah, you know, it's hot now. So it's 95 degrees in New York in the summer now. But if we don't start caring about climate change, it could be 120 degrees in the summer. And that's if you're on the Hudson River. And you know what that's going to smell like. And then people are going to start having riots because the Hudson River is 120 degrees and it smells like ass. Now, you know, now the West Side smell like Jersey. It ain't happened yet, but it might could. You know what I mean?
It might could. And those are all valid about New York.
These can
valid.
So, I had the idea, and I had the idea in the shower. I went through the Comedy Climate Cohort, did a series of Might Coulds, submitted those for an Anthem Award, and won an Anthem Award in 2024 for my climate change comedy. So I kind of just stuck with it. Now the majority of my stand-up work is hosting climate events.
Really?
Okay. Yeah, I travel to host climate events. This is my third year hosting the Hollywood Climate Summit. Yeah, it's a lane.
That's what I'm saying. There's so many different avenues to take in comedy.
That's why, like, when things keep, it's kind of serendipitous, but like when things keep coming up, like you shouldn't ignore it, is what I'm learning. Like, if you hear about something once, okay, but if you hear about it twice, if you hear about it 3 times, it's worth it to kind of stop and investigate the thing. And, you know, and that's what I did. And I'm really glad I did, because it opened doors for me that I would not have seen before. You know, during a time when the industry was going through this historic double strike, I was able to do some work because I was doing climate comedy.
Wow. Who would know?
Only God. Literally only God.
There's nothing but God. And you also are with an all-Black improv group, right?
Oh, yes.
Can you talk about that?
Yes. So at UCB, we have a monthly show called Friday Night Block Party. It is the 3rd Friday every month at UCB. And yep, that's our all-Black improv team over at UCB. And I'm a part of another all-Black improv troupe called Who All Gonna Be There.
I love that title, because that's so sad. It's so Black. Who all gonna be there?
Shout out to Yasmin, Monique, Watkins. Who all gonna be there? It's in collaboration with BLM, and we perform at the Barbara Morrison Theater of Performing Arts in Lemire, or in Ladera, excuse me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very, that's Blackity Black.
Oh, yeah, we over there on the Black side.
Black.
Yeah, south of the 10.
Well, who are some of your comedy influences? Do you have, like, we ask people, and you can go there, but we always ask people, if there was a Mount Rushmore of Black women in comedy, who would be your 4? And it can be stand-up or an actress or, hey, even a writer.
Okay.
Who would your 4 be?
Whoopi Goldberg, hands down.
Hands down. Legend.
Wanda Sykes. LaWanda Page.
You took it back. I love it.
Oh, man.
On Esther, for those who don't know.
On Esther.
LaWanda Page, the great LaWanda Page, is on Esther for Sanford and Son.
I'm getting her name.
Okay.
Erica Alexander.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Love her.
I was about to call her Erica the Great, and I said, that's not her name.
That's her Instagram. That's her Instagram. Yeah.
I was legit about to call her Erica the Great, and I said, slow down.
Yeah.
It's Erica Alexander.
I love that you said her, because she really, really doesn't get the props she deserves.
She's slept on, but not for long. Not for long. Y'all gonna hear about her.
She's got.
Y'all gonna remember. I feel it. I feel it.
Have you seen the podcast she's doing on with Kim Coles, the Reliving?
Okay, I've only seen clips, but I need to get into the podcast.
Love them.
Tell me later what platform it's on, because I don't know if you need to.
It's on YouTube.
Oh, period. Okay.
Queens supporting Queens.
Yes.
Let's go.
I didn't know if it was behind a paywall. Now we gotta get sponsored.
No, I understand. No, Kevin Hart. It's a heartbeat.
It's a heartbeat.
Shout out to
Kevin Hart.
Yeah,
Word, I love
Black
that.
women. Yeah, it's really good.
Okay, yeah. So that's my Mount Rushmore. I've never thought about it like that. It's Whoopi Goldberg. I love Whoopi Goldberg.
Mm-hmm.
Wanda Sykes, Miss LaWanda Page, and Erica Alexander.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good one.
With it.
Yeah, you're like, yeah, I did that. Yeah, that's good.
That's a good Mount Rushmore.
So, is there anyone you would love to work with?
Yes, I would love to. I would love to work with. I've worked with Miss Wanda Sykes on a Pusher production project. One of my first writing jobs was Talk for the Game Show.
That's nice to work with. She's another legend.
And very generous in the way that she'll, like, if she likes your joke, she'll tell you. Like, she's not one of those people who doesn't, who makes you feel like because she's so big that, you have to be small. She's a good, she's really good-hearted. And I would love to work with her again and again and again and again.
Of course.
And Whoopi Goldberg. I'm afraid to say Whoopi Goldberg because she's such an icon, but also Whoopi Goldberg.
Well, you never know. And, people forget that she got her start in stand-up, and she broke all kind of barriers. And she really is the GOAT.
Oh, yeah.
In stand-up. Her Broadway show, her woman show is still a classic. And I'm mad you don't see it anywhere. I'm like, where is it?
It's I watched it probably within the last few months on HBO Max.
Okay, that must be new because it was not. Because I interviewed her a couple of years ago for Sullivan Nation, and we were talking about amazing. Like, I loved her.
See, I'm all rubbing my hands together, like, ooh,
she's everything you want her to be. She was pleasant. She was nice. She was funny. And
God bless Whoopi Goldberg.
No, I'm sorry. It was 50 years of Essence Magazine.
Okay.
She 50 years of, forgive me. And she was awesome. She gave me everything I wanted. She was just funny and clever and got all, the beats in. But I spoke to her afterward because I was a big fan of it, my long, luxurious blonde hair.
Yeah.
Classic. And she was like,
right. Wait, what was that? It wasn't a blanket. It was a T-shirt.
No, it was a white
it was a shirt. Yeah.
A white dress shirt.
It wasn't a blanket. It was a shirt.
It was a shirt.
Yes.
Yes, that's so classic. But we were talking and she said she had, it wasn't, I was like, where is it? Wasn't available. So I'm glad. I'm going to go look at it. I'm going to give it, some shine on HBO. Yeah. Shout out HBO Max for having the Queen on there.
It's still good. It's still good. It still holds up.
Good comedy always holds up. That's why you can watch a movie or a TV show from 50 years ago and crack up.
I'm like, this is probably at minimum 30 years old.
Yeah.
If not older.
No, it's probably like around 40 years old.
And it holds up.
Yeah.
It holds up. You will still laugh.
Mm-hmm. And that's what you want. You want to create classic, timeless comedy.
Mm-hmm. That lives far beyond my life.
Yeah.
And hopefully creates some level of social impact. I would like that very much.
Be a part of your legacy.
Amen.
You want it to be a part of your legacy. Mm-hmm. So what are you creating now to be a part of your legacy in comedy?
Oh, I want to tell you about it, but I would much rather show you.
Okay.
So just stay tuned.
Okay. Can you get just a little idea?
Yeah.
So what kind of project is it?
It's an animated comedy.
Oh, okay. Oh, I love that. I love that. That's cool. Yeah. I love it. Breaking boundaries in different genres. That's awesome.
And
you can't say anything, so it's okay.
Yeah. I'm really excited about it. But if you follow me on Instagram, I will continue. I put some character designs up there, and just follow me on Instagram. Stay tuned.
Nice.
You will begin to see more of it very soon.
Do you do voiceover work?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Girl, especially when I got no budget, when it's something original, I'm doing the voiceover work. But I've done like video games, I've done some animation. So yes, I professionally do it. And I would love to do more of it. Some movies would be great.
Okay.
Yeah.
What would be your ideal movie to do?
Oh, voiceover? If I could do one of those the voice of despondence, or maybe the voice of glee in what's the name of that movie? Oh God, remind me of the movie with the emotions. There's two of them. It's such a big movie. Inside Out.
I'm sorry, I've never seen Inside Out, so sorry.
Inside Out 3. I would love to do it. I would also love to play a Disney princess.
Oh, I could see that.
I would love
you
that.
Like a princess.
And I would love to be an action hero.
Okay.
Like, if they do a reboot of Captain Planet, they ain't had no black girls in it the first time. They ain't gonna make that mistake again if they do it in 2025.
That's right. That's right. Put it out there, create the magic and put it out there in the universe, and it'll just manifest itself.
I'm excited about this animated project. My goal, I would love very much to just create, like I said, a piece of work in this animated project that lives on beyond me. Like, The Simpsons is 50 seasons in. I know that's a big ask, but something like that.
Hey, you never know. You never know. That's what's great about this business. It's like anything's possible. It really is. It really is possible. And do you sing?
I'm more of a chorus girl. I can find my harmony in
the back.
Amen.
You can harmonize.
I can harmonize.
A little something.
Yeah, I can find the harmony in the back. And if I need to sing for something, like I sing at church, and I sometimes get auditions for things I have to sing for. But and then if I have to sing for an audition, I'll sing. But it's not like something I'm like, yeah, you know what? I'm not very passionate about it, frankly.
That's all right. It's not your ministry.
Yeah.
It's okay.
That just ain't my ministry.
No, it's not. So I always like to ask people too, has there been any fun celebrity encounter, like, oh my gosh, I met this person and it was like, you have some kind of story that you can tell?
I tell this all the time. I know people are tired of this story. Okay, so I'm going to tell you about the time I met Beyonce.
Oh,
I was probably like 15,
She said
16.
Beyonce. Okay, let's go.
I was in high school, right? So think Austin Powers, The Spy Who Shagged Me. I'm Foxy Cleopatra, and I'm a whole lot of woman, Beyonce, with the curly fro. So my brother is 3 years older than me. So he, got his little job or whatever. His friend had a Gucci hat or like a Gucci belt or something like that. And my brother ain't have nothing Gucci. So he was like, we got to go up to Gucci because I can't even roll with this dude if I ain't got no Gucci on no more. Like, I can see how the girls are treating me. I can't even roll with them. I got to go get some Gucci. So my brother takes me with him to the Gucci on Fifth Avenue. And, he's shopping. He finds him a visor. And a young lady walks in, and she's humming. A little taller than me, but, like, near my height. She just looked normal and pretty and, like, just looked like a, I don't want to say it, but like a pretty light-skinned girl, right? Blonde hair, like, natural fro. And she's just humming, and she's walking through Gucci. And there were no other Black people there, so you notice her. And I was like, oh, wow, she's really pretty. So my brother and I walk out, and he goes, yo, that chick looked like Beyonce. And I was like, did it look like Beyonce or was that Beyonce? And he was like, I think that was Beyonce. So I stopped and I was like, you want to go back? And he goes, yeah. Because now in his mind, he about to go bag Beyonce, right?
In his eye.
So we go back in and like her security was at the door and he was like, hold up. My brother shows him the receipt. Like, we was just in here. And he was like, oh, I'm sorry. Start going in. Like, even her security was nice. I'm probably not too nice. Don't run up on Beyonce wrong. I'm not saying her security is that nice, but he was kind enough. Like, because we're young Black kids. We were used to being treated a certain way. If I'm being honest, like we weren't trusted.
It's true.
So he goes back inside, and now we're like talking to her. And at the time, there was this. I had my school ring on. And there's a tradition that if someone twists your ring, it gives you good luck. And I asked her to twist my ring, and she all twisted. And she's like, oh, I ain't never heard of that before. She's so country.
Oh, my gosh.
She was just so sweet and pleasant. My brother did not bag Beyonce.
I guess we figured that out.
Yeah. But that's the time I met Beyonce, when I was in high school.
That's a great story.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan.
So it was before all the phones going crazy like that, so you didn't get a picture.
No, I don't even think I had a cell phone at that time.
Yeah.
I didn't.
It's hard for people to believe that people didn't always have cell phones.
Yeah. I was 16 in high school. We didn't have phones then.
You got to meet Beyonce.
Yeah, beautiful, sweet, kind, and well protected.
Mm-hmm. They don't play
about B.
Don't play about B. And what is your guilty pleasure show you're watching right now? Oh, this is gonna be good. Okay.
It's Real Housewives of Atlanta. And I was gonna give
Say it
it
with
up.
your chest.
No.
Be proud.
No. Because I was gonna give it up after Kenya pulled that mess.
Yeah.
And then I kept going back.
You just kept going back.
Because apparently I'm messy. I like mess.
Keep sucking you back.
Just keep sucking me back in. Phaedra's back.
I know.
I'm gonna watch Potomac this year because Monique is back. Hey, Monique. What up, miss? What up? Monique is fam. I'm excited.
What do you want people to know about you the most?
I care.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think there's something that people think that, that people think like, oh, they don't care. You know what I mean? Like, they don't care what people think about them. They don't care what people say. They don't care how they come across.
Mm-hmm.
I care very much about all of these things. And I care about people. I care about the impression that I leave with people. I care about the way I represent people when I write.
Mm-hmm.
I care about the way that I represent myself and my family. I care a lot. I care a lot. So I don't want to get confused for a Brooklyn chick who don't give a damn. I care a lot.
And there's nothing wrong with that. That's a beautiful thing to care. And what can people look forward to seeing you in?
My improv shows and my animated comedy that is coming to you in
soon.
Short form.
Okay.
Very soon.
Good for you. I love this conversation because you have shown people that there's so many avenues to take in comedy, and you have gone for it at so many levels, whether it's improv or animation or music and writing. You're inspiring people. That's awesome.
Thank you. And for me, it's really distilling it down. I don't want to say to the least common denominator, but distilling it down to what I want people to laugh, and I want to make things that are funny. If it is a text message or if it's an animated comedy, like, I just want people to feel laughter and to feel hilarity inside of them in a way that isn't like manic. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I want to share laughter with people. I want to share comedy. I want to share humor. I want to share healing through laughter. So it doesn't have to be on the biggest platform I'm learning. Mm-hmm. It can be right here. Yeah. Or it could be on a big platform. I just have to be intentional about doing it. Yeah. And being clear about what I'm being intentional about. And it's just getting a laugh.
Well, good for you. You made me laugh. You're making other people laugh. And for those who may not have known you, they know you now.
Hey, y'all.
And hello, world.
Hey.
Hey. Because they're going to look back like, oh, that's that girl I saw on there. Yes. Look at you blowing up. Look at her doing her thing. Look at her animation project. Look at her on Housewives. I'm just. That just made you jump a little bit.
Yes. That's yeah.
Thank you so much, Rasheda.
Thank you, Miss Sharon. Oh, God, I'm calling her Miss Sharon in front of everybody.
It's all respect. It's all love.
God bless you. Thank you so much for having me. This was remarkable.
This was so fun. It was inspiring. And you really are a go-getter. And I'm so proud of you. And you are a comedy diva. And you're amazing. And thank you for coming.
Thank you. And thank you for writing Seasons of Love. Thank you.
With Perez Oino. I got to give her props. So thank you. And thank you so much for being here. Thank you for joining us on the Comedy Divas Girl Talk podcast. And please remember to like and subscribe and comment so we can bring you more amazing stories and talk to more amazing people like Rasheda. I'm Sharon B. Thank you for being here. Bye.